He is going to talk on the topic, the magic of storytelling in the classroom, transforming. So we will be listening on this topic. Yes, sir. Dr. Yazid Mohammed Hussain, movement, online.
Assalamu alaikum warahmatullahi wabarakatuh. I think I'm audible, right?
Yes, sir. You are audible. You are audible.
Alhamdulillah. Wassalatu wassalam ala Rasulullah. Allahumma salli ala Muhammadin wa ala ali Muhammadin kama sallaita ala Ibrahim wa ala ali Ibrahim innaka Hamidum Majid. Allahumma barik ala Muhammadin wa ala ali Muhammadin ma barakta ala Ibrahim wa ala ali Ibrahim innaka Hamidum Majid. All praises to Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala. We all thank him for this wonderful opportunity. Once again, we all gathered here. This is meant for improving ourselves. Alhamdulillah, it's a very good opportunity to gather in the morning time and for focusing on our own self. So today's topic will be like the magic of storytelling in the classroom, transforming in learning, right? So good morning and assalamu alaikum, my dear educators. Today, we are diving into something ancient, but it's relevant. That is storytelling. It's about the magic is about tapping into the power of stories. Why? Because it ignites curiosity, it fosters understanding, and ultimately transform learning in the classroom. Now, let me begin with the simple questions. Please answer. So we all know about the battles of Panipat, right? Yes? We all know about the Battle of Panipat, am I right?
Yes, sir.
Yes, sir. In which year it was fought? Can you say? No, even I don't know in which year it was fought. Do you know between whom it was fought? We don't know, right? And do you other than math teachers, do you remember this? Math and science teacher. What is this all about? Let us be interactive for a few minutes, please. What is this all about? Can anyone say?
Trigonometry, sir.
Trigonometry. What theorem comes in your mind when you see this?
Pythagoras theorem, sir.
Are you a maths teacher or science teacher?
Science teacher, sir.
Science teacher. So we remember, right? As math and science teacher, we remember this. But others, but this one, we all remember, right? Yes or no?
Yes, sir.
Yes, we all remember this one, right? We
Slow
never
and
forget.
steady windy race.
Slow and steady wins the
Slow
race.
and steady windy
Very
race.
good. We all remember this. See, this is what story is all about. We do remember stories more easily than facts. It's because stories engage us emotionally, they create connections, and our brains are wired to retain the narratives. Now, I'll explain the science and psychology behind storytelling in education, right? Okay. So, the power of narrative is very important. How you narrate the story is very important. So, stories engage both sides of the brain, logical and emotional. They're making lessons more memorable. So when we learn anything, we can make anything as a story without a doubt. So when students emotionally connect to the content, they are more likely to retain the information and develop empathy. See, let me give an example. What is this? What is this all about? So this is all about water cycle, right? So imagine teaching water cycle as a boring, factual process versus telling story of, let us name the water drop. Let us name the water drop. Let it be like Ravi. Okay. So actually, what we say, the cloud, it rains, and when it rains, it goes to the river, and river goes to the ocean, and when the sun shines, the water evaporates, right, and goes up and forms a cloud, and then it gets heavy, it gets heavier and heavier, and then it falls down as a rain. This is what we teach about the water cycle. Am I right? Can anyone make this as a story? Can anyone make this as a story? Let me say. Let me give the water drop a name. Let me name the water drop as Ravi. Okay, fine. So how to make this as a story? If it is boring, just tell me. I'll change. Okay. Once upon a time, high up in the sky, there lived a tiny little raindrop named Ravi. Ravi wasn't like other raindrops. He was always curious and loved to go on adventures. One bright morning, while floating lazily in the cloud with his fellow raindrop, Ravi felt something change. Now we are talking about the raindrop as a character called Ravi, right? So he was high up in the sky and he was floating in the cloud and he felt something change. Then he called out others, hold on tight, everyone. So he just gathering all the other raindrops. He say he's feeling something different. The red water drop. Okay. Hold on tight, everyone. It's time for a new adventure. So what is the adventure? We'll see. You see, Ravi had once been a part of big ocean, right? So water drops, right? Uh, Sparkling under the sun. A few days ago, the warm sunlight had shone down on him, and just like magic, what will happen when the sun shines on the water drop? It gets heated up, right? It gains energy and goes up. So whenever we gain energy, we will go up, right? It's a nature phenomena. So he started to go up. What is that process called as? See, in the ocean, Ravi, we assume a water drop as Ravi along with his friends, right? He was in the ocean once upon a time, big ocean. So when the sun shines on him, what happens? He gains energy. So he's now going up, turning into little water drop. He rose up and up into the sky while he found himself joining the fluffy white cloud. So this process is called as evaporation. Understand? Is that clear? So this is how we need to create story. Now it's time for the big journey. As Ravi floated with other raindrops, he felt the cloud getting cooler and cooler. It's getting crowded in here. He thought he and his raindrops were getting heavier and heavier as the air around them cooled. They bumped into each other, forming bigger raindrops. It's time. One of the older, the experienced water drop shouted, it's time. We are now going to fall. This is called condensation. So all the water drops come together and they form a big cloud. This is called condensation. Now, next one. And before Ravi knew it, he was falling faster and faster, heading straight towards the ground. He zoomed through the sky and he passed through the birds and leaves, tumbling through the wind. He felt free. Down, down, down he went until splash. Ravi landed into a sparkling, clean river. This is called precipitation. Now, he wasn't alone, of course. Hundreds of other raindrops joined him in the river, and together they flowed smoothly over the rocks under the bridges. This is fun. Ravi thought, I know where I will go next. Now we spoke about the evaporation, condensation, precipitation. Now As the river wound its way through the forest and fields, Ravi drifted along, enjoying the ride. Finally, the river met the mighty ocean, and Ravi was home again. Surrounded by millions of water drops, he felt proud that he had completed another cycle, and he knew it would be it wouldn't be long before the sun came out again to take him to another adventure. So this is how we have to create stories. Is that clear? I think you all are, you can hear me, right? Wow.
Excellent.
Yeah.
Excellent.
Ravi thought, what a journey. I
Super.
went from ocean to the sky to the river and back to the ocean again. And soon I will get to do it all over. And so Ravi, the water drop, floated happily, waiting for the next time the sun would warm him up and start its adventure all over again. So, what is the conclusion of the story? Through Ravi's journey, the students can learn about the water cycle in a simple and engaging way: evaporation, condensation, precipitation, and collection, while imagining themselves as a raindrop, experiencing each stage, right? Now, this makes the water cycle more memorable and fun for the students to approach. Now, we all know this, right? What is this? What is this? Can you say what is this? What comes to your mind?
Algebraic equation.
Formula, sir.
Formula. See, this is how we rarely remember the facts, but we remember the stories easily, right? This is all about Pythagoras theorem. The square of the hypotenuse is equal to the square of the other two sides in a right angle triangle.
Yes, sir.
Yeah. So this is known as Pythagoras theorem. But how to make this as a story, interesting story? So if you browse through, you'll get stories. But the fact is that the real fact is that we don't know whether Pythagoras theorem was framed by Pythagoras or his followers. But we can make a story again. I'll give you another story, right? Why we want story? Because it engage minds, right? It fostering emotional connection, and it makes us to remember things. So we can make this as a story now. Once upon a time, on a warm, see, this is how we have to create the curiosity in the younger minds. Once upon a time, on a warm and sunny day, the great philosopher and mathematician Pythagoras took a leisurely walk along the shore of a beach in Greece. That he is from Greece, right? As he walked deep in thought, he looked down at the sandy ground and noticed geometric shapes that the waves had etched in the sand. Pythagoras was a lover of numbers and shapes, and even something as simple as patterns on the sand fascinated him. He saw triangles everywhere, the sails of a ship in a distance, and shadow of rocks on the shore, and even the lines where the sea met the sky. It was as if triangles followed him wherever he went. Suddenly, an idea struck him like a bolt of lightning. He picked up a stick and started to draw perfect right angle triangle in the sand. As he started at the triangle, he wondered about the relationship between the sides. His curiosity drove him to measure the sides. He thought himself, could there be a connection between the length of the sides? Pythagoras began to experiment using his stick to mark the three squares, one on each side of the triangle. The square of the longest side, the hypotenuse, was much larger than the others. But then he had a realization that would change mathematics forever. He noticed that when he added the square of the two smaller squares, that is on the other two sides, the total was exactly equal to the area of the largest square of the hypotenuse. Excited by this discovery, Pythagoras ran back to his students and exclaimed, Eureka! I found it! He explained to them the relationship he had uncovered on the sandy beach. In any right angle triangle, the square of hypotenuse is equal to the sum of square of the other two sides. As a teacher, it's our duty to develop the stories over and over. It's easy. See, uh, all these things where I get see nowadays this is very easy, right? If you see, uh, it's very easy to develop stories. We when we use the tools what we have a lot of AI tools, right? Just I started to I used Chat GPT and I asked for a story on water cycle. I get the story. I want a story on this Pythagoras theorem. I got a story. So it's very easy. You need not sit and think and develop a story. Just Google it. Just ask the AI tools. It gives you story, and it is your duty to make it as a narrative. It will be interesting. Okay, is that clear? So the storytelling is always interesting, and it gives you like what to say. One second, I'll come. Here we have something like power cut. Sorry. So what are the key points we get from the story is it engaging minds. Stories stimulate cognitive functions, helping students understand and it complex ideas. So the complex ideas can be easily understood with the help of stories. That is what we have to remember over here. So whatever concept you're teaching, now I'll give another example for this. Whatever concept you're teaching, make it as a story and teach your students. For sure, they will learn easily. They will remember, and it fostering the emotional character. Through the characters and plot, stories build empathy, and students more likely to remember narratives than isolated facts. So if it is like when you are giving a story, even I tried yesterday in my PG class, I was taking class. I just started to narrate a story to my students, and mashallah, all the students they were listening quietly. So whatever be the age, indifference, stories are always stories, and students will love to listen to stories. Now, see another example. This also I took from Chat GPT. Okay. So storytelling techniques for every subject, right? For example, math. How can you turn a math problem into a detective story? Any idea? So these are the problems what you need to teach the students. Can you make this as a detective story? Now see the case. The case of missing treasure, a math detective story. We'll go fast because time is running out. So we have first thing we need to set up a stage. Introduce your students to story. Imagine they are the part of detective agency called the Math Masters. One day they receive a mysterious letter. Dear Math Masters, a valuable treasure has hidden somewhere in the city, and only those skilled in solving mathematical clues can find it. Your mission is to follow the trail of the clues, solve the puzzle, and unlock the treasure. But beware, the path will be full of challenges. So this is how we have to set the uh, stage for the students. Now, clue number one. What is the clue number one? The hidden coordinates. So now, this is how you have to develop. So I'm just giving you the slide. You can take the screenshot and you can read later. So to reveal the next clue, you need to solve this problem. So when you solve this problem, you get x equal to 5. So the coordinates of the next location are like 5, 5, leading to detectives to unlock another clue, right? Then what will be the next thing? The library's secret code. So at the library, you'll find a logbook with a stage number code. So then if when you solve that, then only you can open the book. So this is how it has been given. What is the product of 12 and 7? So this is for this is for the beginners, right? So now the number is 84 is the key to unlock the book. and inside you'll find a riddle. So this is how, then we have to go to the next step. The room with 4 walls. So here the problem is you have to find the area. So area is 36. So a message appears now. The treasure is buried 36 steps north of the statue in the town square. So this is nothing but you are developing a story over a problem. So now it appears Math Masters Hall of Fame. So it's like a congratulatory notes that they have solved the problem easily. So you are involving them in a real world challenge like that. So after solving the mystery, ask the students, how did solving the math problems help you to find the treasure? Which clue was most challenging? How did you work together to solve? So this brings like a teamwork they can do. So what I given a very small example. Like this, you have to make big things, right? And then, so this will conclude very soon. Harvard a study from the Harvard University showed that the stories improve focus and problem solving skills in children. It's like stories are naturally, the reports is something like this. Stories are naturally engage children by appealing to their emotions. Unlike the list of facts or straightforward instructions, stories are memorable because they evoke curiosity, empathy, and suspense. These emotions hidden attention span and keep students focused for longer periods. So this is an example from Harvard that comes from Harvard Center on Developing Child, which supports the idea of storytelling that builds cognitive skills in children. The research explains how narratives stimulate brain development by engaging neural networks related to both language and problem solving. According to the study, executive function skills, which include the ability to focus, plan, and solve problems, are significantly enhanced when the children are exposed to regular storytelling. So this is what we need. We have to engage students. We have to tell them stories each and every day. When we come to the class, when we have to give them stories, not only with related to subject, also with respect to motivation. See, last time I attended a lecture and I got a beautiful story in that lecture. It was said that there was a river with two banks, and a young man, he started to collect stones from one bank, and he has to cross the river. Once he crossed the river, he can't come back to the same shore. Okay, or that is like one way. So he has to cross the river. When he crossed the river, he cannot come back. While he was collecting the stones, an old man saw him and said, when you cross, he said to the young man, he said, when you cross the river, you'll be happy for one thing and be sad for one thing. And the young man got confused. And as soon as he started to cross the river, the stones, the pebbles, what he started to collect, got changed into valuable stones. The stones, what he collected, was converted into valuable stones. So as he crossed the river, he was very happy that the stones, what he collected, was converted into valuable stones. That this is happy moment. And the old man said, one thing you will feel happy, and the other thing you will feel sad. And the sad moment was, he thought, I might have collected more stones on the other side. Now I can't go back to collect. Do you know what is the moral of the story? Can anyone guess?
Time. Time
Huh?
is precious.
Time is precious, very good. Actually, the moral is, my teacher said was like, this is the life of the student.
Sir, once the time go, it will never come back again.
Yes, very good. This is the part of everyone's life. That is where we are studying, the school, college studies. Whatever we collect during our school time or college time is once collected, when we cross the river, we are going to use it in our life, right? We can't go back and collect more. Once we come out, we might feel, நான் இன்னும் கொஞ்சம் ட்ரை பண்ணியிருந்தா இன்னும் நல்லா வந்திருக்கலாமே, right? So like this, we have the mixed feelings, right? So this is how like stories we need to read, and we have to engage our students. We have to motivate them. Understand? And as a concluding remark, storytelling is more than teaching technique. It's a way to transform learning. It connects us, it inspires us, and it leaves a lasting impact on our students. As educators, we hold the magic of storytelling in our hands with the power to turn every lesson into an unforgettable adventure. So, I'll conclude with a small short story. I think உங்களுக்கு எல்லாருக்கும் தெங்கசி கோ சுவாமிநாதன் தெரியுமா? கேள்விப்பட்டிருக்கீங்களா?
Yes, sir.
எஸ் சார். ஸோ அவரோட ஸ்டோரியோட நான் முடிக்கிறேன். ஒன்ஸ் நல்ல நல்ல ஸ்டோரி. ஒரு ஸ்பீக்கர் வந்து பேசிக்கிட்டே இருக்கும்போது ஒரு ஆடியன்ஸ்க்கு ஒருத்தர் வந்து கத்தியோட வந்தாராம். கத்தியோட வந்த உடனே ஸ்பீக்கர் பயந்துட்டார். அப்போ கத்தியோட வந்தவர் என்ன சொன்னார்னா, இல்லை நான் உங்களை ஒன்றும் பண்ண மாட்டேன், நீங்கள் பேசுங்க, உங்களை இங்கே கூட்டிகிட்டு வந்தார்ல அவர் தான் தேடிட்டு இருக்கேன் அப்படின்னாராம். சலீம் சார், பி கேர்ஃபுல். அஸ்ஸலாமு அலைக்கும் வரஹ்மத்துல்லாஹி வபரகாத்துஹு.
Walaikum salam. Over,
ஓவர் சார்.
But Dr. Rusdi Hussain sir's programs are always very, very interesting.
அல்ஹம்துலில்லாஹ் சார்.
He is coming out with new topics, innovative thinking, and this session is the most excellent one. All the teachers might have been benefited by your storytelling. 4, 5 stories you are told, and all will be rememberable. The first story is about the cycle of water. Very excellent one, isn't it? Identifying a student and giving him the name, and then the process by which he is going through all the 4 stages. Excellent one, and it will be remembered by students and even by us also for lifelong time. And the second story also excellent, Pythagoras theorem, and that one also you have put it. And the method also you are told. You need not, we need not think about the stories and strain our minds. Just go to AI, artificial intelligence, and it will give out the ideas about the stories. So can easily use this method in their classrooms, and they can come out with excellent teaching stories. So thank you very much, sir. S.J. Hussain, sir. Excellent topic and excellent stories you have told to us. Thank you very much. Again, tomorrow we'll be meeting same 6:30 to 7:30 on Tamil program. 2 great speakers are there, and teachers are requested to make others also join this program, so that all are benefited by this. With this, we are concluding this program. Subhanallah bihamdi, subhanakallahumma bihamdika, shadhan la ilaha illa anta.